If you're a heating air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, why do you need to have your own learning management system, and why does this matter? This is a super important question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. So here's the thing. We all face downtime. We all face the time where the appointment gets delayed. We all face time where we're in between appointments and we've done the follow-up phone calls. We've done everything that we're supposed to do. We've sent our emails. We've done our reach outs. And then there's the time where you're just like this, okay? And so when that happens, the best opportunity for you is to have your own education process set up, to have your own tablet, your own cell phone, something for you to go to so that you're not just sitting around. So I'm gonna name a bunch of different items for you, and like you can pick and choose the ones that work for you. I'm not you, you're not me. So one of the easiest things for you to have is an Audible account, and there's tons of really fantastic books on Audible. And so every time that I get stuck in between appointments and I've done all my follow-up, I've done all my phone calls, and I don't have content to create, I will go to Audible and I'll listen to a book, right? And I love biographies. I love war stories. I love things about sales and business, but I try to go through a category. Like I'll do strategy, sales, negotiation, business growth, personal growth, war story. I don't constantly listen to the same thing because it gives me variable things to talk about. Number 2 on this list is podcasts, right? There's always the opportunity for you to learn from a podcast. I have this belief that if it's business hours, I'm doing business things. If it's non-business hours, I'm doing non-business things. I have these divisions in my life. If it's time for me to create content, that's already set aside. I do that every weekend. That's another thing, okay? So the reason I say you should have your own learning management system is there's going to be time where you have this downtime. So you can listen to content on Audible. You could go and you can find the content that you need online and vary it. It could be a podcast, it could be a video on YouTube. But here's what I would share with you. Like the controversial stuff like politics and some of the things that are going on in life, as you listen to those during the business day, they cause you to think a little bit differently. Listen to them after hours. Listen to them after the end of the day, not at the beginning of the day, not at the middle of the day, at the end of the day when you're done with everything. But when you have your own learning management system, you're never sitting by yourself going, what should I do? And this is why you should join HVACTechSecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which that means is private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, discounted training. And I give you a perfect example. I fly a ton, right? I am on an airplane a ton. And, people get freaked out whenever they get delayed because they don't know that 1 in every 7 flights they're on gets canceled or delayed. It's just the way it is. But I have a learning management system. I got a 1 terabyte card in this phone, which gives me tons of things that I can listen to. I was listening to negotiation earlier today. I was listening to Brandon Voss. I have the opportunity to listen to just about anything and everything. And I have a list in my phone of like, what do I need to listen to next? I have a list in my phone of what videos do I need to watch. So I'm not like, okay, what do I do? I'm just scrolling through. I was coming back from Honolulu a couple trips ago, and the flight got delayed by about 2 hours. So I'm sitting at the airport and everybody else is freaked out and pissed off. And I'm like, free 2 hours for me to learn, right? I've got 2 extra hours for me to learn. I mean, it's going to put me 2 hours ahead of my competition. I heard Michael Phelps say something pretty interesting. And I think about this a lot right now. This has been like on my mind a lot. Michael Phelps practiced every single day for 5 years. And he got asked in an interview, he's like, look, you're a gold medalist, you're a swimmer, you beat everybody. How is it that you do that? And he said, look, at the end of the day, if I take a day off, I'm 2 days behind the competition. He goes, so here's what happens is on Monday, you're already 2 days behind. So you're getting into the swing of things, and now you're 2.5 days behind. You go into the next day, you're still 2.5 days behind. You go into the next day, which is Wednesday, you're still 2.5 days behind. And by the time that you hit Friday, you're 2.5 days behind. He goes, okay, so now you don't swim on Saturday, you don't swim on Sunday. So now you're 5 days behind. And so he was able to grow exponentially in his skills and his talents and his capabilities because of his work ethic and because of this belief that for every time that you do something and somebody else doesn't, you are leapfrogging ahead of them exponentially. So when you start thinking that there's 52 weeks in a year and you start figuring, okay, somebody is going to be roughly a day, and he was 150 days ahead of everybody for every year that he swam. So you start figuring that out after 2-3 years, he's 3 years ahead of his competition. It only makes sense that the guy won. It only makes sense that he was able to win. So The reason I bring this up is if you separate out your time, that there is work time and there's non-work time. There's work content you listen to with your learning management system, and then there's non-work time. Like tonight, I'm going to go home and edit videos. I have this time set aside for me to edit the videos. I shot 15 videos today. I set aside the time to create content today. I do that on purpose. I do that every weekend so that all throughout the week, stuff gets done. There's a reason why, as of today, there's over 300 YouTube videos in less than a year on the HVAC Technician Sales Secret video channel on the YouTube, because I do everything in batches and because I use this belief when I create content as well, right? There's times where I'm at the airport and I create content for other things that I'm doing. Hey, here's what's going on. I was thinking about you. Here's something you need to know about it. You could use this time to create content, but be aware. Stick to a schedule. During business, you do business. After hours, you do after hours, which is like politics and everything else. You don't want to do that during the day. I promise you. Whatever team you play for here in the United States, Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals, you're going to get angry. You're going to get upset. Do not go there. Listen to business, sales, strategy, history, biographies, how to ask really good questions, how to tell really good stories, self-help, personal development. All those things are really going to help you for your learning management system. Now, here's the other thing. I carry a Bluetooth keyboard with me. I got what is this? A Logitech K830, right? They don't make these anymore. They don't. They're like $400 online. But I carry it because I can create content as well. I just finished a book on creativity. And so if I'm not learning, I'm creating. If it's business hours, I'm learning or creating. That's it. If it's non-business hours, I can screw around and do whatever I want. This is why it's super important. Now, you're not me. I'm not telling you you have to do it. I'm just giving you some advice. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button. Click on it. And every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, share this video with a friend. They're going to love you for it. I'll love you for it. Or 3, hit follow if this is social media. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.